Namaste students, Kushra Vidya, I JVN Dr. Vaidyanathan, Assistant Professor JVWU, Women's University, Jaipur. In today's session, we are going to discuss about law of segregation. So first, let's see what are the three principles of Mendelian genetics. So here, the key principles of Mendelian inheritance was summarized as Mendelian three laws, that is, law of independent assortment, law of dominance, and law of segregation. So, law of the Mendel's law of segregation states that the diploid organism passes a randomly selected alleles from a trait to its offspring, such that the offspring receives one allele from each parent. Okay, so here the Mendel's, when a pair of contrasting traits are brought together in a cross membrane of the allelic pair, remains together in the first generation, that is F1, and the segregates in the next generation, that is the F2. Or when two different alleles for a trait are brought together in an individual, they stay together put at the time of gamete formation to the allele and separates the segregates and forms one another to each gametes has one allele, not both. Okay. So here Mendelian noticed that certain characteristics appear to be passed from the parents to the offspring. In many species, they have wondered why this was happening. So how he also wanted to establish what are the characteristics were taken from each parent. Okay, so for the experiment, he has taken the pea plant, that is the Physarum sativum. So he chose pea plant because they had some measurable characteristic as well as being easy to breed and when relatively short breeding time and allowing them for the quick experimental turnaround. So as he measured that, several characteristics include such shapes and the seed color, seed pods, or the pod, each occurring in the two distinguished forms. Okay. So here the selection of the plants depend upon the number of days of the lifespan of the plant itself. So to conduct this experiment, he crossed pollinated the selected pea plants by removing the anther from one flower to prevent the self-fertilization and dusting the pollen from another plant onto the flower. So initially he crossed the fertilized plant into the same characteristic to ensure that the plant were through breeding or give a good baseline for the research. So the next stage was to cross pollinate with the different characteristics, such as one with the green seed pod to the other with the yellow seed pod. So these initial plants are called the plant or the parent generation. So result of the offspring and the F1 perennial were then self-pollinated to produce the F2 generation. So this self-fertilization continued until the trait was established for many generations. Okay. So here the Mendelian's law of segregation, which means that the experimental that the seed coat color is gray or white. So the seed shapes are round and wrinkles. The seed color was yellow and green. So here the pod color was green or yellow. The color of the position of the exile at the time of is flat or constricted. So the stem cells or the stem length of or the tall or the dark. So different aspects was taken. So the cross pollination of the pure breed or the cross pollination between the two breed of the green and yellow pod or F1 grain. So F1 generation, that is the G. So heterozygous form. And F2 generation is the self-pollination of the green F1 plants. So here 3 by 4 in the F2 generations and 1/4 in the yellow. Okay. So that means here the dominance part is the green and the recessive part is the yellow. Okay. So the seed color here, in the seed color also, the cross pollination was taken place here. The parent generation was cross pollinated with in between the green and yellow. Okay, and the F1 generation was found all yellow, and the ratio of the F2 generation was 3:1. Okay. So Mendel crossed the true breed of the tall tree plant with the true breeding task one. Okay. So this parent generation was the P1 and which call it as the parental generation. So all the F1 obtained were uniformly tall, as we have already studied that the dominance one was represented by capital T and the small was represented with the small, dark one with the small t. So all offsprings obtained were uniformly tall in the F1 generation. So this generation is called female generation. Okay, that is the F1 generation. So the trait which appear in the F1 was dominant, while the trait which disappears were recessive. So when we say recessive one, that was disappeared here. Okay, and the F1 plant were the self-fertilized here, and the offsprings produced were called as F2 generations. Okay, so the three types of the plant were present in the F2. Okay, so here you have to see the pure tall form was taken. Okay, and the hybrid tall and the dwarf. Okay, in the F2 generation. So if we see through the graphical representation for this, let's read. Okay. So here you can see in the graphical representation the cross between the two breeding tall pea plant and the pure one. Okay, of the breeding with the dark one can be graphically shown. So P1 is the tall one and that tall one and this is the dark one. Okay, that means here the capital T. Okay, here the capital T and this is the small t. So this is the capital T and this one is also the capital T. And this one is the dark T, that is the small t. Okay. So this one is small t. So that all were found in the dominance one, that is the in the F1 generation they found all the tall trees. So the cross was taken between this tall one, okay, and here the between the short one, which resulted here forming the tall one. Okay, tall one. Here again the form was the tall one. Okay, right. So here in the F2 generation, so here in the P2 or like the parents, two parents were lost in the F2 generation. And in the F2 generation, we have found the different ratios. So So here in the F1 generation, you can find that this is here the parents were taken. That is, if the tall plants are represented by the tall tree and the dark was represented by here with the this one with small t. Okay. So here you can see the movements in the next generation in the F2 when the heterozygous form was crossed here. This one and this one, which is the F2 generation, that is the tall, three tall and one dark one. Okay, so this is the dark one here. Okay, so the genotypic ratio is pure tall one. This is the pure tall one, and there are the two hybrid forms, and one is the dark form. So this is the dark form. Okay. So here the female parent, that is the female parents and the male female parents of uh, the gametes formation, that is from the capital T and small t, and from the male parents it is the small t and the capital T. When it used to form the phenotypic characters, that is the different phenotypic characters. So the phenotypic ratio is 3:1, whereas the genotypic ratio is the pure tall hybrid and the dark. Thank you. This session is powered by 2.0. If you have any queries, we'll discuss in the problem solving.